Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm about to play Frostrain, which is just a game that's very recently come out on Steam. It's quite fun. Within 3 hours, I've found probably the most broken strategy, certainly the most consistent strategy, I would argue. It's certainly early to make claims like that, but what I can say is that where others are saying, hey, how do you even beat this game? Is it even possible? I'm saying I just do the same thing over and over every time and win every game while only half paying attention. They actually nerfed the strategy I'm using, and post-nerf it still works 100%. So let me just kind of walk you through exactly how to win at Frostrain, at least currently, how it's set up as of today, and then we'll see if they continue to nerf. I don't see how they could not nerf this. I actually think that they need to completely redo this, or just accept that it's totally broken. I'm going to turn the sound real low, just because I don't want to be yelling over it, and we'll make sure all of our settings are full screen, good stuff. Okay. Excuse me. So and then I'll point out some things that are based on the fact that I've gotten unlocks. It looks like this character's in the game. I'm not exactly sure what I need to do to unlock this character. I've already won with both of these. Maybe I need to win with her again or something. Unclear. But I'll just start with Mr. Lim, because this is going to be who you'll have in the beginning of the game if you're starting out and just trying it out. Strategy is no different no matter which character that you elect to use, however. One of the problems currently with the game, as I see it, is that the routes are the same. So the first thing you want to do is whatever and hit pause, spacebar. And then as you can see, I'm already up to, I can go 10x speed. When you first start the game, you can only go, I think, double speed. And all that does is you lock in your decisions, and then you can turbo through to the next event, and it just makes the wait a little more, I don't know, a little less painful. So, quick on how this works. I won't take long on it, since you're probably looking to figure out how to win. You probably already know how to play. But the bottom line is that at every tick mark, every one of these hash marks, you'll see happiness down -1, -1, -2, and so forth. So this is time-based. As time goes on, the happiness of the passengers on your train goes down. You start with 100 happiness, and if you hit 0, you get a warning that they're going to revolt, and then after a certain number of ticks, they actually revolt and throw you off the train as the conductor, and you lose. Set in a dystopian future where the train is like, I don't know, everyone's trapped on the train trying to get to the promised land. We're trying to get through like a nuclear winter or something along those lines. Anyway, much like other sort of auto chess games, you have over here you've got factions. Factions are granted, so this engine right here, by the way, you can just ignore it. It's the front of your train. I'm going to right click and drag to slide that over, because we just kind of want it off to the side so we have maximum view of the actual part that matters. So I'm going to take this train car off. And what you're going to see is that it says, the train has 0 of 1 train cars assigned to it. And currently I only have 1 card, so this is a card-based auto battler, sort of. And basically, it's more like drafting your train. It's not really like a traditional card game where you're going to draw extra cards or shuffle cards back or any of that. So you can see this Department of Labor here. This 1 means that it's a tier 1 card at the top. And then you can see it says it's an education card and a Central Supply Bureau card, and it tells you what collecting 2 education cards will do and what collecting 3 Central Supply Bureau cards will do. Some of the descriptions aren't the best at present. In the case of education, or you just have to kind of read it a little closely to understand it. It says gain additional happiness when you have a full passenger in the train car. They mean specifically this train car, because what happens is every tick mark, certain number of passengers will kind of get on or get off the train. And when they fill up your train car, you get a happiness bonus. And this is just saying that the extra happiness you'll get is doubled. So what's the extra happiness? Well, over here it says this train car provides 2 happiness plus 3 if the passenger is full. So this is 2 to 5. It's basically 2 or 5. So every check, if the car is full, you'll get 5 for this. But if you had 2 education cards, the cards with the it won't stay, but the card with the graduation cap on it, education, then the happiness that I get, extra happiness I get, would be doubled. So in this case, the 3 would double to a 6, so it would be a 2 to 8 card in that specific case. So at any rate, it's what I start out with. I'm going to put it on there. You can see I have 1 education, 1 supply bureau. There's some other information up here. You can pretty much ignore it, other than we're going to ding 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 as we close in on our arrival if we haven't set our next location. And the way you do that is you look at the map. So we are here. The promised land is way over here somewhere off the map. And these are the various nodes that we're going to pass through. So as we pass through a node, we're going to draft an additional card. But the longer we take to get to the promised land, the steeper the penalties will go. So while drafting extra cards will increase the power of our train, because we'll be drafting train components, it will also increase the power of negative happiness. So it will result in a declining happiness rate. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that the gains of hitting extra nodes, or specific nodes that we're going to go after, will offset, preferably exceed, the losses due to the additional time. And you can see, like, if I you see here it says arriving in 20 seconds. If I were to change my route, let's see if I can do it. I can't currently deselect my route, but if I were to change my route, it would tell me the arrival time. And if I pathed out like a multiple nodes, it would give me the arrival time, and I could take a look at different routes and realize that maybe going this route takes 100 seconds and going like this route takes, say, 80 seconds, and maybe I would prefer to give up a node and save some seconds. Or perhaps I might be in a position where I have 2, like I'm here and I can go there or there, but well, I don't suppose that's the best example. Say I'm here. Let's say I want to go north or south from this node. Maybe this is slightly slower of a path than this one, and disregarding everything on the other side of the node, I might choose to take the faster or slower path depending on what it is I'm trying to do. Now that I've said all that, you can kind of ignore some of it, unfortunately. I'm going to just show you the path I've found that basically you follow this path every time and you should get a win. Follow the path and the strategy, you should get a win every time. So I've explained the game, so now we're just going to go through it. I'm going to unpause it. We're going to start moving forward in slow motion. You see we're going to get close to arrive. And you'll see these pop-ups. They want you to click on these and generate bonus happiness. I never do it. It's a total waste of the player's time. It's like, I don't know, busy work. Just let it automatically tick. It's not a waste in the sense that you do get more happiness by clicking on this than not. But it's a waste in your real world time, because now you're like playing whack-a-mole trying to click on stuff, when all you need to do is just build a good train/deck. You just need to win the game, and it doesn't require clicking on those. And I'm glad that it doesn't, because clicking on it's super annoying. So you see how the train bell's going off? It's saying arrival time's coming. It's because it needs me to pick my destination. So now what I'm going to do is just set the route that you should take early, in my opinion. So the route we're going to take is, by the way, these larger towns usually have bigger benefits than smaller ones, and these icons like this with an actual photo are landmarks. Sorry about the bell, but basically the route we're going to take, we're forced to go here, but after that we're going to go straight to the larger landmark and then to this. Now if you watch, you see how it's pathing to there? But if I click on this saying I want to go there, it's going to repath. And the reason it's doing that is this is a technically shorter route. You see it's 104 seconds. Here's 93 plus whatever this leg is, and it's going to be more than 104 seconds. So the train will always try to path you on the quickest route to get there, ignoring the number and quantity of nodes in between, which I will not do. So we're just going to go through here. We want to get into the next zone as soon as possible. The next zone is where is where you want to spend some time farming. And you don't want to do it in zone 1. So you want to get out of zone 1 as fast as you can while getting the best benefits. Get to zone 2, farm it, and then move through zone 3 as fast as you can, and that should get you a win. So we're going to just go through here, select the snowfields, and then after we get there, when the bell goes off, we'll go ahead and select the rest of the path to the landmark, which we can't do right now because, like I said, it's going to auto path the other way. So We just close this out and then spacebar. Incidentally, if you hit spacebar on this map, your train will start running while you're not looking at it, and you don't want to do that. So you want to close the map and then go ahead and hit spacebar to speed back up. And then we're really going to cruise. I'm going to go at like 5 speed just to, okay, and pause. So a couple things happened. All right, so first we reached a node. And when we reached a node, if you notice over here, the director, it says train car 1 of 2, and then it has this level 2, 0 of 2. This little like Google positioning icon. And you see something popped up over here. So what happened is, and you also see 1 of 2 here. So what happened is the director or the conductor had to reach 1 location. We were 0 of 1 in order to level up. Now he has to reach 2 locations to level up to level 3. Each level will provide you with an additional train car that you can stack onto this thing. So we can get pretty far out there. In addition to that, though, when we so these are just multiple ways of telling you, hey, your train car is too short. So in addition to that, though, whenever you cross a node, you get to draft, like I said earlier. So that comes in the form of a drone that drives by and drops off a train car that you get to draft from. Now, when we're drafting here, we're looking at in order of priority, right? So we're in order of priority. We're going to look at what we want is a very specific set of synergies. We want academia, which is basically all of the blue cards. Each of the train cards comes from a specific school. So gray is the Central Supply Bureau. Red is the Red Frost Templars. Brown is the Fuel and Hammer Brotherhood, which is as close to worthless as it gets from what I can tell, simply because it comes with all these downsides, and by the time you can get to the point where it's an upside, you've paid way too heavy of a price. So you only use these. Basically, the downside to Fuel and Hammer Brotherhood is that you have to have them in the front of the train, and they lose happiness based on other train cars in front of them. And you have to get 4 of these in order to get the synergy to make that go away. And then they start becoming good. So you have to put 1 on your train up front, of course, and then stack a bunch in over here in your reserves. And then when you're ready, drop 4 of them in. And it seems like a hassle. I don't bother with that. So anyway, what we're looking for, though, is blue, which is Academy, and I'll tell you why when I find one. And secondly, we're looking for, rather than, so the bottom of the 2 center, so this is Entertainment Central Supply Bureau. The bottom list is the school. It's the color of the card. The top list is the secondary synergy that it comes with. So entertainment, culture, education. So what we're looking for is none of these. We're looking for specifically, it's called, well, I'll tell you, it's basically engine speed. I'll explain it when I see it, but we don't have it here. So basically, I didn't get anything I want here, and that's fine. In the case that I don't get anything I want, then what I'll do is I'll either pick the best numbers, or I will select for something that creates like a little minor synergy here. For example, Education 2 will give me that extra happiness. So I might, for example, pick this to get that, and double the bonus on Department of Labor as well as the job school here. So I'll pick that, that's fine. And now I have 2 education. And so what ends up happening is as we're going, I'm adding happiness from my cars and then losing them on these heartbeats. And what we want is the rhythm of when I get I can't remember, it's called a cycle of when I get happiness to come faster, so that we'll get those benefits on a faster and faster rotation. But that's for down the road. So for now, we're just going to take that and keep on cruising at we'll just go triple speed here, I guess. And I'm going to pause it. Okay, we're at 1 of 2, so we just crossed the node, right? If we look on the map, we just crossed that node. And then now that I can't go the other way, I can go ahead and finish setting the rest of my route to the landmark here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is collect the drone, and I'm going to be looking for those things that I mentioned. So security, culture, education. So I might as well just take this now. This is 2 of a kind, and much like in other auto battlers, we're auto battling unhappiness here, which is kind of fun. what you can do is you can stack 2 of a kind and upgrade your train car. So now it's just going to work more effectively. Upgrades are capped at 4, except for Academy, the blue one that I mentioned we're looking for, which can upgrade all the way to tier 5. And the way you have to do it is it takes 2 of a kind to make a tier 2, and then it takes 2 tier 2s to make a 3, and then it takes 2 tier 3s to make a 4, and so forth. So that means that by the time you're going for a 4, you have to get a 1, a 2, a 1, 2 2s to make a 3, and then a 1, 2 2s to make another 3, then combine the 3s to make a 4, and then combine the 4 with another 4 to make a 5. So it's quite a significant investment. And that's why blue is the best, and we'll see how that works in a second. All right, we're hitting another node. You want to immediately pause and then collect your node. All right, it's highlighting this saying I already have it. That's why it's glowing. It's not like it's extra good or anything. Entertainment, culture. So we don't want multiple browns at all. We don't even want brown, but I'm going to go ahead and take this guy. Unfortunately, we're 2 out of 3, but I see no... I suppose I could put this in, like, see, I can do this, but then I'm getting the fuel and hammer, the happiness loss for the train car in front. So I'm going to get a little bit more than I'm going to lose, but it's just so bad. And if you notice, these are the same car, so you can do that too. You can stack them until you're able to rack them, basically. Or you can rack them until you're able to stack them, rather. You see how I went green, green, red, green, green, red? So we don't like that. We want to get rid of this. This is actually a terrible start. Okay, now we got education, security. We finally got a blue car. We're going to immediately get this car out of here, so I'm no longer getting that penalty. And it's kind of nice that this is, I guess, culture and academy. Sure. 2 education, 1 culture, 1, 1, 1, whatever. All right. Since I'm paused, I'll go ahead and take a look. And the next thing we're going to do on our path is we're just going to go directly right. All right. Now I'm just turboing forward here. I guess I could use the 10x button. 2 more nodes till we can have another train car. Okay, good. Culture, entertainment, blue. Yes. So I can drop, that's entertainment. Happiness 1 to 4, happiness 4. So what I want to do is I want to get Academy up. Sorry, I want to get the blue Academy up to level 2. So here's the deal with Academy, which is the blue cars. Every 4 cycles you get a free train car, and if you can get it, once you get up all 4, once you get 4 of the potential 6 Academy train cars, once you get 4 of them, every 4 cycles you gain every cycle you gain an Academy train car. And once you do that, your development is just absolutely bonkers. And then we start doing slow loops through the map in order to actually increase that. So right now, I don't really care. I mean, I lost a synergy here, but it just doesn't matter that much. I'm just putting this in because it's a little bit stronger than this. But I guess I could put education, and I could pick up an education synergy here, but it's just not that good. So the next thing I'm going to do is, remember, I'm not trying to actually collect these synergies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mulligan these cards away by selling them. So you can't see it, but there's actually a trash can over here. So I'm going to drag this over to the trash can and dump this in the trash too. And because I trashed enough, I actually get a redrawn. It's a mulligan, a slow mulligan. Entertainment, culture, okay. So of these 3, I'm just going to take the blacksmith. So what is training? Because if you notice, there's a stat on here that I haven't explained. Training is like... bother. Training is a stat that it ticks up on time, and then eventually when it gets full you get a bonus of happiness and a little boost. It's not particularly relevant here, so I'm just taking it because the red cars do offer a pretty good synergy sort of midway through if we get to that far. So anyway, we're gonna keep going though. Really not in a great spot here, but all right, we get a random tier 2. Education, communication, there we go, library. So we're going to upgrade the library. The library is the worst one of them. It's the one you'll see the most early on. The nice thing is that once you have maxed out your cars, you'll stop seeing them. So there is that positive Alright, I'm just going to dump this. This is a little bit better, but I can mulligan with it and go for... we're trying to get to 4 Academy as fast as possible. So let's just do that. Alright, I need to set my destination. That's the dinging. And now I'm gonna make a small detour. So I'm gonna cut through here, grab this snowfield. That's not quite right. The map here does change slightly, but it's generally about the same. I'm going to actually cut down here and cut across here. And the reason I'm cutting through here is this is the shortest path between the pollution through the pollution zone. And the deal about the pollution zone is that while you're in it, you lose 7 happiness a second. So you want to get out of it as fast as you can. So we want to get across, and then we'll get to our actual farming zone. So this is less nodes, but this from here to here to here, I believe, is less pollution. Like, this is a long time in the pollution because you go down and then across. And here you're going straight across, but the pollution is like thicker. And cutting through here and then straight across, it ends up being just slightly less time in the pollution zone. And that's what we care about. All right, 2 out of 4. So we hit enough nodes to level up. Oh, or 3 out of 4 rather. All right, entertainment, education, culture, sure. So... Fortunately, still haven't found what I'm looking for, but at least I get a nice upgraded. All right, there's cryptography lab. Boom. Now you start to see the power of Academy already paying dividends, right? All right, there's an upgrade. We just passed another node. All right, there we know. Education. We still haven't found what I'm looking for. So I could go and get some red frost Templar synergy, but it takes 3 of these to get that, and so we're not really looking at that. I could try for some education synergy, but I don't even have that at this point. Basically, right now I'm just kind of stuck. I can throw this away. If I think I'm going to get red synergy, you know, I could do something with it, but I'd much rather throw it away and try and fish for what I'm looking for. And I found one. This is what we're looking for. This stat on the top, this gear icon called train power, is what we're actually looking for primarily, along with blue. And what this does is it speeds up the train so that you get from node to node faster. Because remember, the longer we spend driving the train, the more the happiness penalty will continue to progress. So we want to farm nodes and do a lot, like kind of a loop around and collect a lot of cards to get very strong. But we want to do it by hopping between nodes. That space in between is just penalties. We want to zip through those as fast as we can. And the way to do that is to increase the train power. Unfortunately, so if I take this out and drop train power in, what you'll see is that it doesn't start improving the engine until we have 2 train powers. On the flip side, this is 5 happiness. This is 3, 2 to 6, and 6. So what we can do is there's no synergy we're getting out of this. We'll take that out, drop this guy in. If you notice, Academy rewards you at 2 and 4. So until we get a third, the fourth rather, Academy synergy, there's no need to have a kind of Garbo Academy piece cluttering up when we can have some higher happiness rewards, you know, in here instead. So I'm going to move the white training piece all the way to the front, basically to remind myself this is never this could come out. This never comes out. The blue ones in the middle certainly never come out as well. All right, let's keep going though. All right, we're going to cross the river, and if you didn't catch it, it said now that we're across the river, we're getting double EXP per node. So now our guy's going to level up a lot faster, and this is one of the reasons why you want to turbo to the other side of the river and then start farming. So here we've got, and you don't want to farm before you get there. So here, culture, you know, in an upgrade, possibly media, printing house, but it doesn't actually. We already have printing house. This isn't actually a synergy. It's just more of the same, and I would take it, except here we have train power, and this is the one that it's the Fuel and Hammer Brotherhood. I remember they lose happiness for each car in front of them, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put it at the front of the train. And now we have train power, and then these 2 guys, Academy. And now we'll start improving the engine, and then as we add more train power, that improvement feature will speed right up. And because we're kind of out of the red, we're not using the reds anymore just to fill in and collect extra happiness. I'm going to go ahead and just dump that, and then that way we'll get closer to mulliganing our way into getting what we want. So let's turbo through. You see I got another printing house, so I'll just stack them, happiness 4, and I'll drop that in next time a slot opens up. Alright. Now we get a happiness penalty. We do get a drone delivery. This always happens, by the way. And then, oh, hey, look, train power. So I'd like to take some of these others, but no, I'm going to take the train power upgrade. And then we'll take a look at where we're at on the map. So what's happening is we're about to cross this nasty path through here. And you can see we need to get to this landmark here and get to the other side of all this pollution. We're going to pay a heavy price in happiness. So we're just going to zip across as fast as possible here. Right, which is another reason, by the way, because pollution is the primary punishing mechanism in this game. Unhappiness over time is the other one, but pollution is much worse. And it's another reason why train power, aka moving your train across the map faster, is one of the most important stats, if not the most important. All right, there's another reward and education, culture. So we just take more printing house. Now we can stack and stack, and at this point it gives 6. That gives 2 to 6. That gives. So now we can drop this and put in the printing house, and we'll get a guaranteed 6 over a 2 to 6. There's no synergy that was being completed by this other one. But if you notice, printing house is the worst of the blue. It takes 3, a tier 3 printing house to equal a tier 2 library, for example. So it's just something to pay attention to. We're just optimizing. All right, so we're going to spin through this quickly. All right. Now we can finally set our path. We didn't die. So now what we want to do is when you get here, you want to cut south. So we're just going to go straight south like this and keep on moving. And now I'm going to go at 10x. When you get the option here, just choose head south, collect your prize. And we're looking for one of the greens, which it's one of the worst cards in the game, but it has train power on it. So we're looking for the gear on the green cards or on one of these other cards. And if we don't get it, which we didn't, then we'll just take the highest producing happiness card. And we'll use that if we get an opening in the train, which we have, simply to generate more happiness while we wait for the other things. I mean, I could look at possibly getting some synergies, but I'm a long ways off from any of that. I could, and if you notice, I could put in the printing house, and now I have 2 media, but car cannot synergize with itself. So, and then a little trick I like to do to make organization slightly easier for me is that the order of the blue cars is the order that I put them in down here. So with printing houses last, I don't even have a cryptography lab, and so on and so forth. But that's kind of how I'm going to go at 5 speed. It's just kind of easier to do that. All right, next destination. Now we're going to book it down to this ocean node, the large icon, the large node. All right, and then grab our free. I don't see a gear anywhere, so basically these are all just kind of trash. And we'll just immediately trash them and try to get to where we're going. All right, printing house upgrade. As I said, you'll get printing house more often than anything else. As soon as we can get this tier 4 blue, we're going to be off to the races. Or if we can get our training up. All right, no. Or if we can get our train power up, we're also going to be in great shape. Hey, cryptography lab. That's tier 2, that's tier 1, that's printing house. Okay, we're not. I thought I had a synergy. Alright, head for the ocean floor. Okay, music changes. Now we're in farm, the place where we want to farm. So we're going to specifically take a guided tour through here and try to hit all of the nodes possible. So this is the route you want to take through here. You want to immediately cut here and grab these. Again, you can't click here because it'll take you the shortest path. It'll open the shortest path first. So we're going to go that route. Alright, we're going to turbo through these. Grab, here we go, there's a gear. No other gears. Okay. Oh, hey, we haven't even gotten the blue one yet. Okay, excellent. So I like to put the train design. I like to put the train design room up near the, like I like to put all the gears up front together and then put the rest in the back. Now, I've got Train Power 3, but I also have 3 Academy, and I could have 4 Academy. 4 Academy is vastly more important than Train Power, so we're just going to take out the worst of these, which will be this guy, and store it, and then we're going to put our Train Power, our Academy 4, geez, I'm having a brain fart. We're going to put our Academy 4 in here, and then we're going to call that good. So because of that, so I know that I want, so I'm kind of like ordering my cards to make organization easy. Train design room, I'm putting all of my engine, my train power cards up front. So I'm going to put this one up front so that I can move it in there when the time comes. Then I'm going to stack the next strongest blue cards kind of together. Printing house is last. Library and cryptography lab, I believe, is the order for 2 to 6 versus 6. And then this card is garbage. I don't need this anymore. I'm looking for the green one with the gear on it, so I'll just mulligan right away and maybe we'll find it. I did not find it, so I will just take whatever. This one looks incredible, right? 14 happiness and 5 training, and it is, but it's also large, occupies 2 spaces. So generally speaking, we're never going to be in a position where we have the luxury to play this card. There just isn't. On a different character you can, but on this character you cannot. So I'm just going to mulligan it right away, and then we'll keep going. Printing house doesn't help me. All right, printing house, stack them. Oh, I can stack them and stack that. There we go. And now we can take a look. And we've got no gears, so we'll take the library, kind of take a look at where we're at on the map, and we're going to just kind of cut across, down, and over. Now, across, over, and down is also perfectly fine, but if you notice, it's highlighting this, and the reason it's highlighting this is a faster path, time-wise, and it's the same number of nodes, so I'm always going to take the system's recommendation. When the nodes are the same and the path is better, we're just going to go that route. All right, printing house, delivery, gear. Great. Just kind of keep the gears together. Through. All right, printing house. Still not quite there yet. All right, stack. So this is a 4. So we need to get this to a 4 before we can do anything with it. There's printing house again. There's a gear, and we can even stack them in our hands so that we don't run out of space. Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah. You notice now that we're getting a lot of upgrades, like very fast, and that's why we're farming here. All right, explore the darkness. Grab a drone. We also upgraded. There's the gear. So this wheelhouse is now going to allow us to rip through the rest of the map super fast, but we're missing a space for it, right? We are going to go ahead and drop in this manpower at the front, and then we'll put the wheelhouse here, and that's going to complete our train. But we don't actually have am I missing a train power? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think there is one more train power. I think it's red, because we want to get to 5 here so that we can get the turbo improvement. You can see the improvement happening here. What it's doing as you're ticking up, it increases the train speed by 3% again and again and again. And the more of the train power that we have, the faster that this bar fills up. So that's kind of like what we're looking at here. So we'll get that, and then we're going to cut down through here and grab some. We're going to take some detour like this. We're going to cut down, around, over, and then up. And like I said, it's basically the same path every time. All right, library 2. Printing house should be in the back. As soon as we get another printing house, okay, library can get upgraded. As soon as we get another printing house, oh, why do I have crypto? Ooh, I was hurting myself there. So clearly not my best here, perhaps because I'm distracted, but at any rate, I got it fixed. Printing house, 2, 3, 4, done. So this is maxed for printing house. It's a really garbage tower, but totally worth it for the synergy. And later on, we're gonna remove this completely from the build, and I'll show you why. But for now, the benefit, besides the increase in happiness up to on this garbage item, is that we can't get, and the game won't give us printing house anymore. So now it's going to force us to get these higher tier ones as we cross through these nodes. Proceed, and we get again, no gear, no gear. I'm looking in the right side here, so no gear, no gear. So boom, and while we're paused, oops, upgrade that, upgrade that. Excellent. Notice how now we're getting the second best blue card on the regular with occasionally good other increases. All right, nothing here has the gear. No gear, no keep. All right, photography, libraries up there. Sure. Delivery. No gears, there's a cryptography, so stack these guys, these guys, these guys. So that one's getting close to maxing out. Bump up the library. Excuse me, folks, I apologize. Alright, there we go. Cryptography. It's telling me that I have no longer charted the course, so we're going to go ahead and chart a course through here in order we're going to do one that allows us to, get extra cards. So we're going to cut through here, and then more than likely, by the way, these nodes are dead. We've already passed through them. So part of the routing here is to make sure we hit maximum nodes while not wasting our time going through extra nodes that we've already hit. All right, here we go. Library, upgraded, and delivery. Tier 3. Where's the gear? There's the gear. So now what's happening is our increase in happiness is outperforming. Even though we're losing 200 per node, we're still way ahead in happiness, if you notice. You see how it's shooting up? And that's the key to this strategy, I think. Is it this ensures you'll stay ahead of that curve. All right, now we're going to get there and there. We're getting close to, we're getting pretty serious. Some pretty serious buffs going on here. The hand size will eventually become an issue if we're not careful. Control room. There's the other one. I knew there was one more. It's the red one. All right, so there's our last train power node. So we have green and red waiting to go. And if you notice, this is a very powerful node. 7 happiness, 4 improvement, and 3 training. So what we want to do is, while we're not completing the synergy here, we just want to ensure that we have the best possible loadout here. So I'll go ahead and put that up front like that. Reds are the best, but orange has to be, or brown has to be up front. So we go brown, orange, then white, and then green, and then boom, 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 boom. Okay. You don't actually have to do it in this order. It's just how I like to organize my cards. That is just a personal preference thing. All right. So let's keep going. We got a library we can upgrade and combine. Excellent. Cryptography. We need another one of those. Okay, perfect. So we can double stack and do we triple? Nope. So if I try to put this here, this 3 on the 4, it'll just swap it out, which we clearly do not want to do. So, all right, it's letting me know I need to reroute. So, if I go this route, it's quicker. If I go this route, I'm actually going to double back, hit more nodes. I'm still going to get this large node. So remember, we're farming, so we're going to go that route. And let's take, I see no gears here, so whatever, it's just going straight to the trash. And, that. And what we're farming, by the way, besides the cards, is that we're farming nodes for our conductor so that we can stack more cars. Okay, boom. See, now we're at 6 of 7. Oops. We'll go ahead and large executive branch Cycle gets shorter, large, unfortunately, and then, so none of these have a gear. So, doesn't matter. None of them have a gear, so we just sell it. We don't have space for that. Hey, there's a gear. What I'm talking about right there. Alright, and that will let us combine these and stack these, which is a fantastic upgrade for us. We also get to put on another car. So really right now, because Train Power 4 is no different from Train Power 3. So although I could put either one of these two cards up in order to go to Train Power 4, there's no sense to it. So what instead I'm going to do is just put the strongest card that I'm not using, which is currently this one, and I'll just stick it back here, knowing that if I fuse this together, I'll have more space, and then I'll just continue to follow that same pattern. So for now, we'll do it that way. Photography, library, and you can see how we can start running out of space here. All right, you get over there by the cryptography. You get over there by the library, which is here, and you're up front. All right. So just about anything I pick up now is going to be all right. There we go. Maybe not anything. Just about anything will be good. There's a gear. Great. So now it's saying, hey, there's not enough space. Empty your inventory. So I would normally sell a card, but I don't have to because I can stack, and we're safe for now. Now another one comes in. I'm going to pause. Fortunately, again, it will let you stack, and because I can stack, boom, we're out of the woods now. We got a bunch more space. We completed the cryptography lab, so now we're 5 of 5, 5 of 5. We're almost done with fleshing out our blue nodes. All right, so you see this ice? These ice areas freeze over and punish you for trying to farm them, so you lose speed and happiness rapidly. So you never want to be on land, you just want to farm the ocean. So we're going to come up and then cut right. We're going to just cut through the ocean like that. And of course we'll come up here, and we'll go down here, and then we'll go up there, but we'll do that in a second because it'll do a shortest path, right? Alright, any gear? No gear. No good. There's library. Library. Alright, I've got 1, 2, 3. So one more library, I'll finish up the libraries. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are all done now. We're almost there. I just need any train design room will let me make this a 2, then 3, then 4. So we're getting very close on those. Alright, and it can only give me train design room. So we're going to turbo through, and you'll see how much stronger that is than the others. See, I've stacked them in order of precedence. Alright, so between these two, this one's better, so it's going to be my 7th cargo train. And in 7 nodes, we'll finally be able to put the wheelhouse in, and then we'll really be cooking. Alright, I'm going to need a hell of a lot of these, but I'm going to be getting a hell of a lot of them. Don't forget to hit my drone. And, oh, excellent. So, blues are free, right? So I'm going to take this tier 3 control room instead, which is much harder to get. I had the option to take a train design room or a control room, but I'm going to take this one and upgrade what I can, because I'm going to get blues for free from themselves. Alright, 3, 4, okay, there we go. And, ooh, another control room that we can store. We're going to just stack these for convenience. I need to get this to tier 4 before I can upgrade, and then let's take a look at where we're at. Alright, so we're going to go there and then there, but I can't do it that way. I have to wait till I get there. Grab another, oh, that has a gear on it. I will take it. And you guys can stack. We're getting close. This is the order I like to do mine. Exactly, alright. About to arrive. So now we're going to cut up and across like that, and then we're going to hit the big node like that, and then we're going to go here. This is the same path every time. Nothing with the gear on it. I'll just take whatever and can it. I need one more node so I can get a blue. There we go. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Done. So now you say, well, now what does the blue give you? Well, it gives you a special tower called Ivory Tower. And the Ivory Tower is the best or second best blue one, depending on what you're looking for. This one might be the best just because of the high improvement rate. Also, this is also one of the reasons why this strategy is so good, is because you max this thing out, and then you're increasing. Look at our speed is at like 56%. It's just flying, right? So anyway, but the Ivory Tower gives you a massive boost of happiness. And what we're going to do is, because there's no tier 5 synergy, it's another blue one. You can have 5 blue towers. But rather than that, we're going to take this and stick it in our hands so that we assure it can't give us more printing houses, and it will keep feeding us Ivory Towers. And then we're going to line up the Ivory Towers here and quickly make that stack as tall as we possibly can. So here we go. Happiness 7. Not as good as happiness 14, so we're not there yet. But as soon as... There we go. We get the next one. Happiness 15 is better than 14. And this now stays... This gold border around it means that it's a like highest tier card. They'll have that glowing border around them. So anyway, yeah, so this is just going to sit here and block us from getting printing house so we can stack up Ivory Towers. And then we'll collect this while we're here. Anything with a gear on it? Nope. Throw in the trash. And here we go. Alright, hit our node. That has a gear on it. Stack these guys up. We are just cooking with Crisco now. Alright. Ivory Towers stack. Ivory Towers stack. Look at this. Already giving us 30 happiness. Comparable to this tier 5, and it's at tier 3. And our conductor rather, now is 7 of 8. So we can now stick the wheelhouse in this garbage slot. And now train power is at 5, so we're going to increase our speed at maximum possible velocity, right? We're increasing speed faster. Alright, that's got a gear on it. Let's set our path. And so we're just gonna, remember, we want to stay in the ocean as long as possible, as long as it's productive. So we're just gonna cut across here and then there. So there first. And then we'll be done with farming and we'll just go on to winning. Okay, that's freezing, so we need to get away from that as soon as possible. But we will very quickly because we are, well, because we have all those gear cards because our actual speed is high. Alright, mulliganed into a new card. Didn't see anything good. Mulligan. I don't even have to read what they are. They just have a gear or they don't. Alright. Extreme cold. We're going to correct the course and we're going to continue on with our mission. I pushed it just a tiny little bit here. Too far, but it will be alright. Alright. Oh, I almost missed. Is this ready? Oh, gosh. Happiness 60. Yeah, great. Okay, now we just find some supplies. Look for a gear. There it is. Excellent. Reset our course. And now we have to cut through this landmark, and we're going to go as fast as... So all this is polluted area. It's going to do heavy damage to our happiness. We're going to cut through it as fast as we can. So down and right. I'll show you the best path through there. But we've already routed mostly the best path. We do get a tier 4 car for cutting through this landmark. Unfortunately, we didn't hit anything exciting. So we'll dump that in the trash. Keep on hooking it. Alright. Tier 2, tier 3. No gears. Like that. Try again. No gears. Like that. Alright, and then we'll path again. We're going to take this and cut through here like so. Hey, there's a gear. Close to getting an upgrade, perhaps. Alright, drone. Random tier 4, give me a good one. I'll take this just... I guess I'll take the command tower. What I'll do is I'll just stick this command center in if I have an open cargo slot when he levels up. Just so that I'm continuing to make gains in the greatest possible quantity. Alright, so now we're in kind of in this hellish zone. We're going to cut through here, but we want to reach this landmark, so this is the reason for the pathing. Shortest path, best landmarks as we cut across. So we're going to come down like this. We'll go right and up. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Is there a gear? I don't see a gear. Not enough space. Sure. Let's dump this, combine these guys, and we're maxed out on ivory towers. 180. It will continue to give me ivory towers, and if you notice there's a thing, even if you sell it, you won't be rewarded. I do not know if you can go to tier 6 ivory towers, so what I do is I just combine them down here for the heck of it. Oh, why not? Alright, let's go. Alright, we're going to route out the next destination. Hopefully we'll grab something interesting. The wheelhouse is good. And now we will route out the rest of the path. So it's going to be, we're going to cut through to the landmark. You see we're getting those ivory towers. I'll just leave them over there along with the printing press just to kind of be in the way and line all this stuff up the way that I like to do. I'm going to slide the camera to the right a bit, holding down the right mouse button. And sure, whatever. These, trash this. You notice we're going through this heavily polluted zone, but we're just breezing on through. So I like this executive branch. It's large though. So we're out now 8 of 9. It shortens the cycle, so it speeds up our payout, which is very nice. And I was saying I wanted an extra, like I might use the command center, for example, to get more training. But training is a stat that only happens when I get 3 reds, so I'm going to actually dump that now. And I might hang on to this just because I like the large executive branch. But for now, there's no space for it, so maybe I won't. Let's just dump it and try to continue to get upgrades. In the meantime, putting another ivory tower in is where you want to be. I don't really need to worry about anything else. It's just going to give me maximum happiness, and just the more ivory towers, the better. Because they're just so potent happiness producers, such potent happiness producers. Yeah, I guess I could go with front room and dump it. Because again, no gear. There's a gear. Alright, we're close. Need another ivory tower here. There we go. 2 and 3. So now we've got those upgraded. And you see I'm bleeding a lot of happiness off, but I'm collecting a lot as well. Okay. Another one that we can work on upgrading for the other path. We must endure. Oh, I need to set my... Alright, we get 300 happiness for reaching this and a car, which is nice. I'll just mulligan it off immediately. And set the rest of our destinations. So now we're just going to win the game. We're just going to go straight for the win. Not going to really mess around with it. It's a race against time, but we have, you know, well, we move faster than normal and have a ton more happiness than typical with any other strategy, basically. And we're still collecting resources, as you notice. All right, there we go. We're just heading up for the win there, which we're going to get in short order. It's saying that I can't... Okay, so let's think this through. If I want to get another upgrade, one more red would give me an upgrade, one more green would give me an upgrade, one more white one would give me an upgrade, one more ivory tower would give me an upgrade. So I think with all that, since green is the trashiest, I'm just going to dump that one. I'm out of hand space, so... Alright. Nothing good here. Alright, so now it's giving me hand size warning, but I can combine. Now we're getting 60 and 180 happiness. It's just ridiculous. Okay, get ready for the stop. It wants me to set the rest of the route, but there's nothing to set. I mean, I could go. Can you even do that? I don't think you can. As soon as we get there, we win, by the way, is what's going to happen. So we're so close, so I might as well just throw some cards away and try to upgrade. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's all you have to do to win, by the way. What are you going to give me? Hey, unlocked shell. So I had to win with this guy, but I guess I had to win afterwards, after the patch to unlock shell. I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, that's Frostrain in a nutshell. If you want to beat the game, pay attention to the path that I took. If you are choosing a different character, it will slightly alter your path, your starting path. Just make the path correction and get back on it, and then follow the exact same path. You go straight to the ocean as quickly as you can, while hitting as many of the large nodes as you can and landmarks. And then you farm the ocean by hitting as many nodes as you can without backtracking, always prioritizing large nodes and landmarks. And you just circle through there for as long as you can. Then you beeline through the polluted area in the south, directly to the large nodes and landmarks that are located there. And then you go straight up to the finish line and you win. I've had no issues at all with this game. Once you figure out that path, you just keep following it. The most important thing you have to figure out is just always play Academy, which is the blues, and you should win every time. So that's all I've got. Thank you very much for watching.